get going. Today's masterclass, really, we're gonna really talk about how can we access abundance. Most of you know me. Some of you may not know me, but just a little bit about me. I'm a family physician. I've been in practice for a little over 21 years. I'm also a national board certified integrative health coach. I did my training at Duke, and I'm also a certified meditation teacher in primordial sound meditation. That is the kind of meditation that Chopra Global, that's their signature style. I also teach Ayurveda and Yoga Nidra. I'm the founder of Optimal Wellness, and this is primarily a coaching and teaching platform where we help busy women to ditch guilt and tap into inner peace and power so they can live more energetic and purposeful lives. And it's so much fun. I have two girls. They're both in high school and they're amazing. And I've been married for almost 22 years. To the first person I met in medical school. I love to speak, and so lately I've had the opportunity to have some speaking gigs, including just about last month or so. And so it's COVID time, so we do a lot of outdoor things, and that's a lot of fun. So, okay, so here's the agenda for today. We are really going to be just talking about what's meditation, because there's all kinds of different connotations when we say the word meditation. And then mindfulness is a bit of a hashtag. So I like to just define them. And we talk about why it might be relevant for us to be discussing meditation and mindfulness. And I know that your time is really important. And so I'm going to try to keep all of this under wraps to about 45 minutes or less today, because I know that you guys could be anywhere. And so I'm really grateful that you're here. And of course, we're going to, as always, we're going to share a beautiful accessing abundance meditation together. And then I'm going to tell you about my program, The Power Within, and you'll have access to an incredibly special offer for The Power Within after we meditate. So, what is meditation? Really, it is very, very simple. It is simply the journey from activity into stillness or silence. So it isn't that we're creating something, we're not making anything happen. That stillness and that silence is always already within us all. It's a formal way to practice mindfulness, and it's a great way to de-stress the mind. It's a great way to de-stress the body. And we know that it's also a pathway, a kind of almost like a always present pathway to enjoy more compassion for ourselves, for others, empathy. It is something that can give us more access to creativity as well as abundance, as we're going to talk about. What's mindfulness? So mindfulness is this awareness that arises when we pay attention to this present moment without judgment and with curiosity. So the best teachers for mindfulness are little kids. Nobody has to teach them how to be mindful. They're already paying attention to the present moment. They're already curious, and they're not bringing all their old past judgments in. This is good, this is bad, I'm the expert in this, I'm not the expert in this person is this, nothing. So in that way, there's a certain innocence about mindfulness in that we continue to cultivate what is also known as beginner's mind, right? So it's said that the beginner's mind has many possibilities and the expert's mind has few. And so the more we move away from that thought process of we are the expert in whatever it is, right? And of course we are experts in certain things, but as we move through life, if we're able to keep that beginner's mind, that mindful way of being, it can then give us a lot more skills to deal with all of the turbulence in life in a more skillful manner. Mindfulness really helps us cultivate that compassion and let go of repetitive patterns, because if we have an awareness that we're going through repetitive patterns, like a little bit of lack and scarcity, which can of course be infused through the entire culture, that idea of I am not enough, I have to do this in order to get here sort of thing, then when we bring the awareness to it, it begins to almost act like a solvent. When we have the awareness, then that's where the power is. And then there are lots of different ways to incorporate mindfulness into our lives. We can go for mindful walks, we can breathe mindfully, we can have a mindful conversation, we can have a mindful meal, all of those things. But for today's purposes, because we're going to be talking about meditation, that's really what we're going to focus on. So this is, one of the main reasons that almost everybody that comes to meditate with me. This was also the main reason that I started to meditate several years ago as well. So really, we know that there is, even before the pandemic, an epidemic of chronic stress, chronic inflammation, chronic health problems have been on the rise exponentially. Inflammatory disorders like inflammatory bowel disease, even just mind-body GI disturbances, as well as, of course, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, all of those things, they're rising and rising. We also know, certainly since the pandemic, that mental and emotional health illnesses are also at an all-time high, really recorded high in the last, 30, 40 years or so. And what can happen is when there is this cycle of repeated stress, repeated inflammation, is we can tend to stay at this low level of fight or flight, this sympathetic response that really doesn't allow us to heal the way that we are really meant to heal. And when we are in that fight or flight, we can really latch on to a mindset of scarcity, a mindset of lack, because that's maybe what we see all around us. And one of the ways that we can try to get away from that idea that there's something lacking is we can constantly keep ourselves distracted. We know that there's no end to the amount of distractions that we are able to reach for, right? Like we carry around our phones. We know that attention spans are, or at least the neuroscientists are telling us that our attention spans as adults is shrinking and shrinking. TikTok, is 15 seconds, that's 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. Those are, and so in this way, we can tend to repeat those certain patterns of living in a distracted, kind of a mindset of lack, and then distracting again, and it can keep us from living our best lives. And so how can meditation help? Why am I even bringing this up? What we know from thousands and thousands of studies is one of the fastest ways to turn on your parasympathetic rest and restore is, of course, through breath work and meditation. And to me, meditation is really a very sustainable, nourishing antidote to chronic stress. What we know is when we study people who meditate, is there's significantly decreased levels of depression, significantly decreased levels of anxiety, of overwhelm. We know that there are decreased levels of those stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. And so therefore, over time, there's also significantly decreased inflammation as well. And it isn't just our, endocrine system that improves. We know that digestion improves. We know that immune system also improves. Again, really all with, falls in line with that parasympathetic rest and restore response. And the sleep quality in meditators also seems to increase, meaning they tend to get more restful, more rejuvenative sleep as well. They tend to feel more rested in the mornings. These are, really just these reports that we see. And so what happens in the brain in folks who meditate is also incredibly interesting to me. So what we know is pretty quickly, and you don't have to be, somebody who goes off into the Himalayan mountains and sits in a cave to experience any of these things either. So we know that blood flow increases in the prefrontal cortex. So that's our parent brain, I think of sometimes. That's where really there's higher centers of discernment. This is where we really can have access to our intellect, our creativity, because when we're really stressed, a simple way to think of it is really we're going through the brain stem or the primitive brain. And so in a way, and again, this is simplifying, in a way, the prefrontal cortex can almost go offline. And so when we start to turn that parasympathetic rest and restore response by meditation, we see that blood flow is restored into the prefrontal cortex. So we know that lots and lots of studies show evidence that people actually can report being and feeling more focused, increased sense of calm. They tend because there's more awareness outside of the meditation, they're able to have a more malleable mindset, which is why, I mean, I love what I do, because really it's, mindset work and meditation together, they're so synergistic. And so anytime there's coaching, which is really mindset work, when you add in meditation, particularly with intentions and affirmations, then you start to see the shift, the evolution so much faster. People report less reactivity, less overwhelm. And really what we're doing is we are reprogramming the brain. That's incredible. Every single time that we meditate. And we can also begin to really harness the power of our creativity, of our intellect, of the higher cognitive ability, and be able to tap into abundance. The abundance is already always there. Right. So that's really my why I love talking about meditation, why I love teaching meditation, why I love to meditate. But really, like, talking is great, but until we actually meditate, we don't necessarily get to experience all of the joys of our meditation, can we? So we can still be feeling a little bit stressed if we're not meditating. So why don't we go ahead and just very gently close our eyes. So this meditation I'm going to guide us through, it's going to be just about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes or so. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what we'll do is the theme of this meditation is accessing your inner abundance. Okay. So if you're not already in a comfortable position, go ahead and get in a comfortable position. Feel free to turn your camera off. You don't have to, totally up to you. But go ahead and just very gently close your eyes. And let's begin by taking a few deeper breaths. Just taking some breaths, and as you exhaling, allowing the shoulders to drop. Seeing if you can relax your jaw just a bit more. Just allowing what's no longer serving you to go with each exhaling breath. Putting your attention on your body. Notice, how does your body feel? And if you sense any tension, just gently breathing into the tension. Gently noticing what's going on in your mind. Is there a constant chatter? And now just gently setting the intention to be open to the source of abundance. Noticing that abundance is a natural quality of life. Abundance doesn't have to do with what we physically have. We all already have what we need. When we focus on what we don't have, we may forget all of our blessings. Asking ourselves, what is growing within us? What is possible within us? The energy of abundance is everywhere. Every cell in your body already has everything it needs. You notice that abundance is a starting point, not a goal. When you begin with an attitude of abundance, you know you are enough. The attitude of abundance leads to contentment and fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances. Begin to trust the abundance inside of you. Putting your attention gently on your breath. And effortlessly breathing in these words. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And still keeping your eyes closed, returning to your breath. Just noticing the breath without trying to alter it in any way. And silently repeating these words. My life flows with abundance and grace. My life flows with abundance and grace. Still keeping your eyes closed, imagining a beautiful white, bright light just at the crown of your head, the light of abundance. Each time you breathe in, begin to bring the light through your spine to the base of the spine. And each time you exhale, allow any limiting thoughts or beliefs to gently be released. Inhaling in the light, exhaling what you no longer need. Without trying to force, gently continue this cycle for the next few minutes, and I'll mind the time. Breathing in slowly and effortlessly. Breathing out slowly. Now just gently allowing your breath to return back to normal. Just noticing the breath. And becoming aware that abundance is your state of mind. Abundance knows no limits. Feeling the selfless desire to serve the world rising within you. Be generous in your thoughts and your words, as well as your actions. Bless the world with your generosity. Because you are tapped into cosmic wealth. And now taking a few deeper breaths, becoming aware of your body, perhaps wiggling the toes, moving your fingers, bringing in a deep sense of gratitude. And then just as you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Namaste. Anybody fall asleep? So as promised, oh, Erin, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. So as promised, I'm going to tell you about The Power Within, which is my 12-week coaching program. This is an incredibly fun thing for me to do, I've got to tell you. What this is actually we're going to begin on the 6th. Well, our first session is on 5/20, and we're going to go all the way through mid-August. We've got CME offered. This is a program that combines Ayurveda, meditation, mindfulness, and coaching. And really it's designed for very busy women, to empower busy women to tap into the infinite power within. My goals for every woman coming into this program is for her to gain clarity, become more focused, right? Meditation isn't just about feeling chill. It's about increasing our productivity, about feeling more focused, about increasing those meaningful relationships in our lives. And it's to not take ourselves so seriously as well, right? So there's that lightness of being that we've talked about. Thank you so much, Randy. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. And same for Holly too. And yes, Johanna, thank you. And Johanna says working with you and I am so grateful. So it's literally just opened like 2 hours ago. The doors just opened 2 hours ago, and you're the first people to know about this. So we're going to have 12 live small group coaching sessions. So it's always recorded because I don't know anybody that's made it to every single one of these things. Life happens. And so these are designed to still let you just watch or listen at any point and still get all the wins that you need to. So increased resilience is one of the results, mindset shifts, sleep optimization, emotional mastery. We bring in a lot of Ayurvedic concepts into this. And of course, mind-body connection. As soon as you sign up, you'll get an on-demand library. So there is a meditation course that is all evidence-based. The yoga nidras are actually evidence-based, as are the micro meditations. And we, of course, have a private closed Facebook group. And I mean, it's been incredible, the friendships that have been formed inside the Facebook group. And then, of course, we have guest coaches as well who come in, and we have a guest yoga teacher. We have, some amazing guest coaches coming in. See, Holly's already saying TPW is the best, and Amanda's already in, which is so amazing. So I'm so excited, Amanda, that you've already signed up. It's going to be so fantastic. Here's what else you're going to get. Like, it isn't just all of those amazing things. I'm actually throwing in an insane amount of bonuses for you guys. So we're going to be doing a summer detox, and it's really going to be an Ayurvedic detox. So we talk about, you get recipes, there's, herbal recommendations. We talk about all kinds of different oleation and oils and practical ways to detox that you can just take with you at any point that you want to, and try it yourself as well. But we are going to go through it together. It's going to be really fun. And if you register in the next 24 hours, which Amanda, you just did, so you're getting your 2 private coaching sessions with me, which is actually kind of worth the whole price as it is. And so, so you get 2 private sessions along with all of the stuff that I just told you about, and you're going to get a swag bag delivered right to your door. I've listed out what these, the value of these things are in the website, and I'll actually write the little link in there for you too. But really, when you add it all up, this stuff, it comes to well over $6,000, and it's 3 full months of personalized attention. And right now, you'll never see it for a lower price. And right now it's at $15.95. And like I said, this price is definitely going to be changing. So, well, there's Dr. Moore telling me these private sessions are priceless. Yes, exactly. Right. And so, Holly, you're here, which I'm so excited about. So I asked for testimonials and I couldn't have explained this any better. And so I'm like, I have got to tell these people what Holly said. It's so eloquent. And so, as you can see, really, Holly talks about this is an in-depth course. We mix information with active practice. And of course, we direct personal inquiry, right? Like if we don't look inward, we won't find any of the answers that we're really looking for, because the answers aren't out there. They're actually in here. She talks about it's a perfect combination of learning and participation in these small group formats. And it's a big deal to get personalized attention, which is something that I am very, very, very serious about. And she talks about how she's had all these aha moments, which is amazing. And then, you learned a different way to breathe. And she talks about something I didn't even know how to do. So many fundamentals to living a strong, fruitful, beautiful existence that comes from taking this course, whether it's understanding the impact of meditation on the trajectory of your daily life, right? Learning how to breathe, or, to living with gratitude, incorporating food, incorporating herbs, all of these things. And what she calls this is so cool. She said, this course is a life course. And she says it's for every person who's interested in living their best life now as a multi-dimensional human being. How cool is that? So, and Erin says, this is beautiful and it's all true, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I'm going to put in the link very quickly for you guys, but I'll also send it in your email too. So it's okay. But, think about this African proverb where, we think maybe we want to go really fast. Maybe there's, a podcast or a book or an app, and those things are valid. I'm not invalidating any of those things. But when we want to go far, when we want to go into a deeper area with something like this, with personal development, with spiritual development, we know that we are a herd species. And so when we want to go far, we go together. And so I cannot wait. Amanda, you're already in. Yeah. And Dr. Moore is like, it just helps me be, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so grateful that you're here too. Any questions from anyone? Or you guys already know what's up? So you are so welcome, Dr. Funke. I am so excited that you were here. I couldn't quite see who else was here because I was screen sharing. There we have it. Yeah. So I hope to see as many of you inside the Power Within as are here. I am excited about it. We're going to be starting very soon. Those bonuses do go away after the next little bit, after the next 2 days. And so if you want the bonuses, get in there. Amanda, you're already in there. I'm so excited. And yes, Liz, you're here. Dr. Liz is here too. Yay. So we've got CME. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to stop the recording. You guys